If you're here right now, odds are you probably like making money on the internet. And if you haven't heard about dropshipping digital products, it's probably a good thing because that means you're early if you're seeing this. Now, digital dropshipping is a business model where our products are instantly delivered to our customers. And a common question I've been getting recently since sharing my results using this strategy has been, how do you actually make the content? So right now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get started with marketing your digital products without having to run ads and using AI to shortcut that process. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Tanner Planis. I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur who started my first business in 2017 and have since grown several stores to over $1 million in sales. And the purpose of this video is to help you shortcut the process to get your first sale with digital dropshipping. So I hope you get tons of value out of it, and if you do, leave a like, and if you don't, comment your questions below. So now that we're on my computer, we're going to be going through 3 styles in this tutorial because when dropshipping digital products, these are the 3 routes that you can take for making organic content to promote your digital products. Now, the first one we're going to go through is anonymous content. So how would we actually create organic content that is pretty much proven to go viral, but without showing our face, which is going to be a part of part 2. Personal style, making the videos yourself. I'm going to show you how to do that as well with the AI. And number 3 is going to be UGC, which is user-generated content. So I'm going to show you how everything ties together. But right now, we're going to go ahead and dive into the first one here, the anonymous style. So now that we're here in the AI, we can go ahead and get started. But right now, this is a blank slate. There's no context. There's nothing for this AI to build off of. And it builds off of context. So by just saying here, if we ask this model something like, hey, send me some ideas for TikToks, it's going to be like, what the heck? There's no information here for me to base this off of. So using my last video as an example, we're going to take the idea that we built together, which is we came up with building a digital dropshipping store that sells this SEO guide for e-commerce business owners on Shopify. And we built everything together. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some input here. I said, hello, I have a digital dropshipping store where I sell an SEO guide for e-commerce business owners on Shopify. I'm going to be asking you for some ideas and feedback for creating organic content ideas, but without showing my face. Are there any background questions you have before we start? Question mark. Now, this is a very important step. As you can see, the AI here is asking us questions that we can give them to provide more context on what we're trying to achieve here. So let's just take a look at the first one. What is the target audience for your SEO guide? Are they beginners, intermediate, or advanced e-commerce business owners? And I believe from our last video, we targeted these to be more as beginners. So here, number 1, I'm going to say beginners. Number 2, what is the unique selling proposition of your SEO guide? What makes it different from other guides in the market? So I'm going to go ahead and say it's checklist based with step-by-step implementation. Number 3, what are the main topics covered in your guide? And that's a good question, but honestly, I can't remember it off the top of my head. So I'm just going to say, I can't remember. Sorry. Number 4, are there any specific platforms or social media channels you'd like to focus on for content creation? That is a good one. I forgot to give it context there. Number 5, do you have any brand guidelines or tone preferences for your content? Not that I can think of, but if you give me some examples, I may be able to give you some. Now, before we even gave it any prompts on telling it what we're trying to do specifically, it's already generating some ideas. And I can see here, this actually ties in with what I'm about to tell you and what type of pieces of content work the best for organic content and going viral to sell your digital products on short form platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels. Now, I gotta say, the AI here gave an amazing response with lots of great anonymous content ideas, and I want to give you the ones here and point them out and explain which ones actually perform the best on the market right now on these platforms, and then some little tips and tricks on how you can actually, kind of edit these a little bit to have a much higher chance of going viral and ultimately giving you free traffic to your store and then sales. Now, the first one here may be a little bit complicated for a beginner, but number 2 is amazing. So text-based tips and tricks. So this is just talking about short SEO tips, hacks, or before and after examples using text overlays and appealing visuals like charts or infographics. Now, I don't like that. Sounds a little too professional, a little too nerdy, but not in a bad way. But for organic content, what's going to go viral is the thing that catches people's attention and provides value at the same time. That's how you're going to get people to want to buy your digital product. And in this case, the SEO guide for beginner e-commerce business owners on Shopify. So the way you would do this is essentially taking text and overlaying it on some type of background video that can relate to your ideal customer. Now, the type of text you're going to put are going to be things like facts, quotes, or short tips that we can put on there. Because I'll pop up an example right here so you can see what it would look like. Essentially what we're doing here is taking a background video, adding the text, and then what we're going to be doing is placing a trending audio on there and making it under 15 seconds long, the video itself, and essentially making the text long enough to where people can read it in that amount of time that the video is, and essentially wanting them to watch it more than once or a large percentage of time, because these platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels are going to push your video more if more people are spending time on it. And so even in this case, let's say for text-based text and scripts, let me show you how to get some ideas for the text you would put on there. For text-based tips and tricks, which was number 2, can you give me some short quotes, facts, and tips about SEO on Shopify? Essentially what I'm asking here is it to give us some certain quotes and such that we may be able to put on these videos even if I know nothing about SEO. So let's see what it has to give us. Okay, so it's given us some feedback now, and I think I could have worded the prompt a little bit different, but it's not an issue because now I can give it some feedback to rearrange these. But I kind of am liking the idea of, did you know over 50% of website traffic comes from organic search, making SEO crucial for Shopify store success. But some of these other ones aren't really going to keep people necessarily reading it, and they aren't necessarily as long as I would want them to be. So I'm going to give some feedback here. Say, not a bad start, but I want to make the text a bit longer to encourage watch time on the video. Can you provide one SEO statistic, one SEO step-by-step tip, and one quote about SEO in text form that's captivating? Now, this is a much better response with these ideas. Each of these would be its own separate video. And I like what it said here at the end. Make sure to pair it with an engaging visual, which would be our background, and then a consistent content format to further enhance viewer retention. This is one of the biggest things I see people mess up with when doing anonymous organic content hacks on platforms like TikTok, is they're constantly trying to change the style of their video. But realistically, you're going to have a momentum factor and snowball effect when you're posting these types of videos and using a similar style of content. And one more thing that will absolutely transform your results when posting these style videos organically is going to be adding call to actions. So I'm going to say these are much better, but can you add in natural sounding call to actions to either increase our engagement or traffic to our website where we sell the SEO guide? So when I'm saying this is these platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels will also want to push your content more if not only people are watching it, but also engaging with it. So let's see what it gives us. Now, it reworded the original response it had given to add in call to actions like right here. Want more insights? Visit our website to check out our comprehensive SEO guide. But the thing that was a mistake is it combined engagement, a call to action, and traffic call to action in all three of these, which is not something you want to do. You want to switch up the call to actions. Now, when I'm saying the difference here, the difference is that an engagement call to action is going to get someone to like or to comment or to share, and a traffic call to action will get someone to your website, specifically telling someone to go to your website. So one of them, though, that I would reword that I think would perform well would be, imagine this, a background video here with a text over it here of the SEO with a step-by-step little tutorial here. Instead of saying, follow these steps to watch your rankings soar, need more guidance, head over to our website. Instead of saying that, I would remove this and said, like this video and watch your search rankings soar. I don't know what the vocabulary term is of this type of saying, but essentially is people know just by liking a video, their rankings aren't just going to soar and go crazy. But it's just a little something like, oh, okay, I'm going to like the video because they like it. And you can also say things like, save this to watch later, save this so you don't forget. Those are going to increase engagement. And just to give you a little bonus here on the video, I'm going to ask this, can you please give me 5 call to actions that would get someone to want to find and buy my SEO guide? Make some short, some long, and some medium. And here you go. And some of these other ideas here that it originally gave us are also great. Myth busting, which would be just addressing common misconceptions. You can show your screen, you can do little audits, and you can even recommend certain tools you can see online. And this AI will tell you what those tools may be and how to actually use them, and even probably give you a route to making the video anonymously and what you should say. Now we're going to get into the personal style. Okay, so this is going to be the type of content to sell your digital products if you are wanting to make the content showing your face and promoting it yourself. Even if you don't even know a ton about the certain subject or niche that your digital dropshipping store is in. There's something here called the internet with all these resources, and you don't have to go out and learn the skill set yourself, but you can use AI here to create these ideas and scripts for yourself to use in creating this content, essentially as just kind of the face of your social media platforms, that is. So let's go back over here, and we're not going to make a new chat because this already has all of the context and things we've already talked about here in this chat. So we're going to stay in this one right here and put in a new prompt. You already have a good amount of context on our product, brand, and ideal customer. Can you give me a good theme idea for if I was to make short form content, but not anonymously? All right. I like the idea of some of these themes, sharing a tip of the day, case studies, or saying ask the SEO mentor, challenges, behind the scenes, collaborations. But let's say we're doing this as not an SEO expert. Let's say we're doing this as someone who just wants to be the face of the brand because it builds more trust when you show a face. So let's give it some feedback. This sounds great, but I'm not an SEO expert. I'm just going to be the face of the social media. What are 5 video ideas that would attract my ideal customer and increase engagement? We're just getting straight to the point here. Oh, I like number 3, interviewing store owners who have used SEO. And number 5 here, community spotlight, definitely does increase engagement and builds a stronger community by having them ask questions or provide feedback. Can you write out a script and style for me to make a video using idea number 2? I like this. It's just giving out the value and attracting the ideal customer by focusing on that demographic of e-commerce business owners on Shopify who are fairly new to it. And while it's writing the script, I will say one thing though. For these short form platforms, you typically want to keep your videos, let's say less than 15 seconds when you're just starting out. So that way you're going to be able to get people to watch your content more than one time if they really like what it is. They'll just continue to watch it. So with that being said, what I would be doing is instead of just putting all 5 tips here in one video, would be separating this. So I could tell the AI here right now, this sounds great, but let's just do 1 tip per video. Can you make a similar style script, but for optimizing title tags and break it down in a simple format that a beginner is going to understand? And it's going to give me a similar thing, but more specifically catered to that beginner and breaking down that exact tip in a video script. And if I was making this myself, it's actually pretty easy to follow. Hey everyone, are you looking to improve your Shopify store search rankings but don't know where to start? I've got 5 quick and easy tips that can make a real difference. Let's dive in. And this is just breaking down one idea of the many that this AI could create me. I could have endless content. Now, number 3 here is UGC style. Let's say you want to build the trust that a face provides when posting organic content, but you don't want to do it yourself. You're just not that guy, pal. So you're going to use UGC, user-generated content. Essentially what this is hiring an actor on Fiverr, on another website to essentially follow a script for you. And typically people will use this to review their products. But in this case, we're just going to hire someone to kind of help us create this short form content. So over here, I'm going to write out a pretty cool prompt here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to hire a freelancer to film a test video as if they were the face of the social media instead of me. Can you write a message to this UGC creator with some background on our brand and instructions with the first video script? Keep in mind, this person doesn't know anything about SEO or our brand. I want to be able to take the content they film and turn it into captivating content for TikTok. Essentially what I put here in this prompt is having it not just make a video script for me to copy and paste, but instead writing out a full message that I could send to the person I'm hiring so they have all the background information they need, so we don't really have to go back and forth answering all these questions and getting the party started. We're just going to be able to send over a version of what this AI is writing right now so that we can get the ball rolling ASAP. As it's writing out the script again here, I like what it's done at the beginning, essentially just giving some background and instruction to the UGC creator while keeping it simple at the same time. Now, if you've made it this far, I'd like to believe you are serious about making digital dropshipping work for you. So if you'd like to apply for our mastery program, which is literally the only one on the market right now that prints out case studies, message me the word freedom on Instagram and I'll send you all the details and all the case studies and how you may be able to work with us. Peace.